Okay, so friends, I am Dr. Heena and for Olympiad Maths Grade 4, our today's topic is fraction and decimal. So here in this topic, what are the things we are going to study? Introduction of the fraction means what is meant by fraction, what is meant by decimal, all the definitions we have to see. Then types of fraction we will going to learn operation with the fractions like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and we learn about the decimal and the same operation with the decimal, addition, subtraction, division and multiplication of the decimal numbers. Okay, so 1 second. Okay, so yeah, 1 minute. Hmm. Okay. So what is mean by fraction and what is mean by decimal? Fraction and decimal are the same way operation, but a different way to show the same value. Means what? Now see, if I have one decimal number like 0.2, okay, whenever there is point is added to the right side of that number, uh, it shows the decimal. Okay, so zero point 0.2 is the decimal number which I have. This can be written in the fraction as 2 upon 10. So the value is same. Okay, but it is written in a different way. So what is meant by fraction? So see, I have something which is whole, and if I divide that whole into equal parts, okay, now if I took one of the part or selected parts from that whole which is equally divided, this can be shown by fraction. Okay, now in the fraction it is represented by two terms, and that term is divided by a slipping line. Okay, now the term above that line is known as numerator and the term below the line is known as denominator. Okay, now 4 by 5 is one of the example of the fraction number. Means what? There is one thing which is divided into 5 equal parts. I will show another thing. This is one thing and it is divided into 5 equal parts, and I had taken 4 parts out of it. So it is represented by 4 by 5. Means denominator shows us how many equal parts are there, and numerator shows us which is taken out from that part. Okay, so this is all about the fraction introduction. Now see, there are some examples shown in the figure where circle is divided into 4 part and one part of it is shaded. So it is represented as, so it is represented as 1/4. Okay. क्या है यार? 1 सेकंड हाँ. अरे ये कुछ तो कन्वर्ट करता है ना वो, तो उसकी वजह से प्रॉब्लम आता है, पागल बनती है उसको. ओके, सॉरी टू डिस्टर्ब, and there is one problem. Wait a minute हाँ.
Wait a minute.
क्या है यार ये?
तो वो कब प्ले करूँगा? मैं तो बोलता मैं प्ले कर.
कुछ बैठना. Okay, so we learn about the definition of the fraction, and you understood up to this is the numerator shows which parts of the equal portion are taken out, and denominator shows us the equal distribution or equal division of the uh, parts which are done in the fraction. Okay, now here is some figure uh, which shows the fractions to you, where the circle is divided into four equal parts. Okay, and here one of the part is shaded, so it is represented by 1/4, one part out of the four equal parts known as 1/4. If three parts are taken out of six equal part, then it is known as 3/6. Likewise, you can say 5/8, 2/6. How much equal parts are there, and how much portion is taken out. Now on the line also the fraction can be represented. If suppose one of the line segment is there, say AB, and that line segment is divided into 8 equal parts. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines will divide the part into 8 equal parts. Now I had taken one of the part of it, so it is represented as 1/8 of the line. And if I take three parts of it, then it is represented as 3/8 of the line segment. Okay, now types of fraction. So there are basically two types of fraction: proper fraction and improper fraction. So what is meant by proper fraction? So the fraction whose numerator is smaller than denominator is known as proper fraction. For example, 4/10, 2/6, 1/3, whose numerator is smaller than the denominator is known as proper. And if denominator is smaller than numerator, or numerator is greater than denominator, then it is known as improper fraction. Okay. For example, reverse of it you can assume. That is the thing given here. 5/4, 8/5, 23/21 are the examples of improper fraction because numerator is bigger than the denominator. Now the next criteria of type is like and unlike fraction. So what is meant by like fractions and what is meant by unlike fractions? So the fractions whose denominators are same are known as like fractions. If denominators are different, they are known as unlike fractions. So see here in the example, all the fraction have denominator as a 19 and numerator is different, so they are like fractions. If their denominator is also different, then they are known as unlike fractions. Now unit fraction, numerator is 1, then it is known as unit fraction. What is meant by mixed fraction? The fraction which is composed of whole number and fraction is known as mixed fraction. So one of the example is 1 as to 3 by 4. Here what is this? If suppose I took one number, like say 18 I take, and if I divide this 18 by 4, now 4 4 the 16, 2 will remain. So this is divisor, this is dividend, quotient, and this is remainder. So how I will represent it in a mixed fraction? So C, divisor will be there at the denominator. Okay, whatever quotient you got, you write as a whole number, and whatever remainder is there, you can write as the numerator. So remainder can be written as numerator, quotient can be written as whole number, and divisor is represented by denominator. So this is the theme, to convert any fraction into mixed fraction and to change the mixed fraction into normal proper improper fractions. Okay, now the properties of fraction we have to study. So first property of fraction is, a fraction is unity when its numerator and denominators are equal. What it means? If the same numerator and same denominator is there, so the value of that fraction is 1, that is unit. So that fraction is known as fraction of unity. Okay. Fraction is equal to 0 when numerator is equal to 0. Meaningless when denominator is 0. If numerator is 0, then the fraction's value is equal to 0. But if numerator is 0, then the fraction, if denominator is 0, then the fraction is meaningless. If numerator is 0, then its value is 0. Okay. If fraction's numerator is 1, then it is known as unit fraction. Fraction of unity means the value of fraction is 1 when the numerator and denominator both are same. Proper fraction means numerator is smaller. Improper fraction means numerator is greater than denominator. Like fraction means two fractions which have same denominator. Unlike fraction which has different denominators. Okay. Now conversion I already shown to you, how you will change the mixed into improper and from improper to mixed fraction. Now equivalent fraction. Now what is meant by equivalent fraction? Now see, if we look the fraction, different fractions, they have same value, though they may look different. For example, 1 by 3, 2 by 6, 3 by 9, 4 by 12, all looks different, but their value is same as 1 by 3, is known as equivalent fraction. Okay. Now the lowest term also you can find by dividing with the same common number. Verification of the equivalent fraction. How you will verify that two fractions are equivalent to each other? Now what is the theme here? You have to multiply the numerator of one fraction with denominator of another fraction, and denominator of the other fraction with numerator of the another fraction. So if we cross multiply and if value is same, then the fractions are equivalent fractions. For example, you can see here 2 by 3 and 18 by 27 are the two fractions. Okay, now multiply 2 and 27 and 3 and 18. Both the values if same, then the fraction are known as equivalent fraction. And here 27 2s are 54 and 18 3s are 54. Both the values are same. So the fractions are equivalent fraction. Now how you will compare between the fractions? Now which fraction is greater, which fraction is smaller, how you can say? So the fraction have same numerator then the fraction which has smaller denominator is greater. Now see, if two fractions have same numerator, okay, in this example 17 by 23 and 17 by 41, the numerator is same but the denominators are different. So the fraction which has smaller denominator is the greater fraction, because if we divide the numerator with smaller number, we get the quotient's value more than the other one. So whose denominator is smaller, that fraction is greater. And if denominator is same and numerators are different, then whose numerator is greater, that fraction is greater. Okay. For different denominator, smaller denominator is the greater one fraction. For different numerator, greater numerator wala is the greater fraction. Okay. Now see, same thing is given. Two fractions have same denominator or any two like fractions. The fraction which has greater numerator will be the greater fraction. Now if the numerator and denominator both are different, then what you will do? Then it is difficult to find that which is the greater one. At that time what we do, we multiply the numerator and denominator of one fraction by the same number, so both fraction will have same denominator. Now see, for the example, here they had given one example, 5 by 12 and 4 by 5. Now here numerator and denominator both are different for both the fractions. Now how can you compare? So you have to multiply with the number at here and here, at numerator and denominator of this fraction and numerator and denominator of this fraction, to make them like. So to convert them into like fractions, we have to make their denominator common. Now which is the common number for 12 and 5 is 60. So this 12 to become 60, we have to multiply here numerator and denominator with 5. So 5 multiplied by 5 becomes 25 and 12 multiplied by 5 becomes 60. So this fraction is converted as 25 by 60. And for this number to become 60, multiply with 12. 12 4 is 48 and upon 60. Now they both become like fractions. Now for common denominator, the fraction whose numerator is greater is the greater fraction. So 48 upon 60 is the greater fraction, means 4 by 5 is the greater fraction. Okay. Now this greater smaller thing you can apply for the ascending descending order. Now some fractions are given here and we have to arrange them in a ascending order. Now see, denominators are same. So whose numerator is greater is the greater fraction. Now for ascending order, we have to first choose the smaller one fraction. So which is the smaller one here? Whose numerator is smallest among all? So 1 by 8 is the smallest among all, so it will come first. Then 2 by 8 will come. Then 3 by 8 will come, and then 7 by 8. So this is the ascending order of the fractions. See. Okay. And for descending order, the greatest one we have to choose first. Now here numerator is same and denominator are different. So for denominator the condition is different. The denominator which is smaller is greater fraction. So for descending order we have to choose the smaller denominator first, because it is greater one, and greatest fraction we have to keep first for the descending order. So 17 upon 21 will come at the first position. Then will come the 17 upon 12, then 17 upon 9, and then 17 upon 7. नहीं, गड़बड़ हो गया ना? You are also sleeping. Okay. So denominator which is smaller is greater. So which denominator is smaller here? 7 is smaller. So this is the greatest fraction. So 17 upon 7 will come first. 17 upon 9 will come after that. 17 upon 12 will come, and then सबसे last will come 17 upon 21, because it is the smallest one. Okay, not the largest one. Be attentive. Don't sleep in the class. Okay. Now addition and subtraction of the fractions. But till then, whatever we learn, we'll just quickly revise, and then we'll learn about the addition and subtraction of the fraction, and we'll take a leave. Now see, what are the things we learn? If suppose something is there and we divide it in a equal parts, and if some portion of the whole be taken out, then it is represented by fraction. Fraction and decimal are two different ways to represent the same number. How I showed to you. Okay, 0.2 can be written as in the decimal form, can be written in the fraction form as 2 upon 10. Okay, decimal we will learn after some time. Now the whole part which is divided into equal parts, that equal parts number is denoted by denominator, which is written below the dividing line, and the parts taken out from the whole is represented by numerator, which is written above the line. Okay, now if suppose one chapati is there or one rectangle is there, and I divide that rectangle into 3 or 4 equal parts, then these 4 parts are denoted at the denominator, and if I took out the one part of it, it can be represented at the numerator. So 1 by 4 is the representation of the fraction. Now these fractions, there are types. So first criteria for the types are proper and improper fraction. So fraction whose numerator is smaller, known as proper fraction, but smaller than what? Smaller than denominator, then it is known as proper fraction. The fraction whose numerator is greater than denominator is known as improper fraction. Now the second criteria is like unlike fractions. So the fractions whose denominators are same is known as like fraction. Unlike fraction have different denominator. Okay. Now equivalent fraction means what? Fractions, they look different but their value is same, is known as equivalent fraction. Now the properties of the fraction. So what are the properties of the fraction? We learn the property of unity. Means what? If the numerator and denominator are same, the value of fraction is 1. If the numerator is 0, the value of fraction is 0. If the denominator is 0, fraction has no meaning, meaningless. Okay. Now again we learn about the mixed fraction. Mixed fraction means whole number plus fraction. Okay, and we learn about the conversion of fraction into mixed fraction and mixed fraction into normal fraction. Okay, now comparison also we learn about the fraction. So comparison, for which fraction is greater? If two fractions have same denominator, so the fraction which has greater numerator is the greater fraction. If the fraction has same numerator the fraction which has smaller denominator is the greater fraction. Okay, if they have different numerator and denominator, then we first convert them into like fraction, and then the fraction which has greater numerator is the greater fraction, and based on that we learn about the ascending and descending order of the fractions. Okay, now addition and subtraction. Okay, sum of numerator, if the common denominator is there, so we just, what we do, if the denominator is common in addition and subtraction, we just add the numerators. Difference of like fractions, if different numerators are there, we convert them into common denominator and then we add them. I will show you. Now see, 1 by 4 plus 2 by 4. Now here in these two fractions, the denominator is same. Okay, so I just write the common denominator and I add the numerator. So my answer is 3 by 4. Okay, now if the denominator and numerator both are different, for example 2 by 3 plus 1 by 2, I have to add. So what I will do here for this sum, I will convert the denominator or convert the denominator in the common denominator format. So I multiply 3 and 2 to make them common, and for 3 to become 6, I multiply here the numerator with 2 and here 1 with 3. So my answer becomes 2 2s are 4 plus 3 upon 6, so 7 by 6. Okay, so this is the method. Now for subtraction also we need common denominator, subtract the numerators, and to unlike fraction, subtraction and addition I just show you, subtraction is also the same way as I shown to you. Okay, we multiplied their denominators and with the suitable number we multiply at the numerator also. Now the multiplication of the two fractions. For multiplication it is simple. The two fractions are given to you, 3 by 7 and 5 by 8. You just multiply the numerator with numerator and denominator with the denominator and you got your answer. Okay. Now the next topic is decimal, and that topic we will learn and then we'll stop. Okay. Now decimal or the decimal number is a fraction written in the special form. Now what is the speciality here? Here for the decimal, the denominator is always 1 by 10 or 10 or 100 or 1000 for your syllabus. Okay, if the denominator is 10 or either 100 or 1000, then it can be written in the form of decimal. You have only 3 up to 3 point decimal point से 3 digit at the right side you have in the syllabus, not more than that. Okay, so denominator should be 10, 100 and 1000, so that fraction can be converted into decimal. Now how? And it is represented by the point dot. Now see, 5.3 means whole part 5 and decimal part is 3 here. 147.81, so here whole part is 147 and the decimal part is 81. Now 1/10 means what? 10 equal parts and one of the portion is taken from that 10 parts. 2/10 means 2 equal parts and 10 equal parts and 2 portions are taken from that whole. Okay, now it is represented as 0.1, 0.2. Now see, I will just tell you one thing. Now see, if my denominator is 10 and whatever number is here, 2, 3, 4, means 4 by 10, 2 by 10, 3 by 10. What I am going to do is I'll just put a point at the left side of that number, because this 1 at the denominator has single 0, 1 0. If 4 by 100 is there, now see how many zeros are there, 2. So just 2 digit from the right you count and give the decimal. 1 digit is 4, 1, 2 means 1 0 is added and give the point. If the 1000 is there at the denominator, then 1, 2, 3, 2 0 should be added and give the decimal point. Okay, for conversion also it is shifted as same. If 0.2 is multiplied by 10, just move 1 digit at the right side. So it becomes 2. 0.02 into 100, just 2 digit here. Or if 0.2 into 100 is there, then move 2 digit to right side. So 1 digit is 2, add 1 0 and give the point, means its value is 20. Okay, like this you have to go. Okay, the same thing is given here. I will not waste my time on solving it. Okay, now this is important. Now see, this is one number in the decimal form, 724.832. Now this can be written in the expanded form as 7 multiplied by 100, because 7 is at 100th position. 2 multiplied by 10 because 2 is at 10th position, and 4 multiplied by 1 because 1 is at 1's position. Now the decimal point is there. Now the very first position after the decimal point at the right side is known as 10th position. So the number 8 is represented as 8 multiplied by 1 by 10th. Okay, 10th, not 10. Then 1's position is not here. Then this 3 is known as 100th position. 3 into 1 by 100th position it is. And the 2 is at 1000th position. So 2 into 1 upon 1000. So this is represented as this format. Same thing is given here. Not understood. Now see, before the decimal point at the right side we say 1, 10, 100. Means what? We multiplied that number with the 1, with the 10 and with the 100. Okay, understood? Now decimal point is given at the right side of the decimal point. The first position is 10th position, means this 8 number denotes the 8th portion of the 10 equal parts. Okay, so it is written as 8 multiplied by 1 by 10, not 8 multiplied with the 10, because it is not a 10th position, it is the 10th position. Okay, now this 3 means second digit from the decimal point is at the 100th position, means 1 upon 100. Means if 100 parts are there, we have to just took the 3 parts out of it. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 1 by 100. And the next third digit is at 1000th position. Okay, means 1000th portion parts are there, and we just took out of that 1000 parts. Now the things are like this only. Now mixed decimal and like unlike decimal, uh, if decimals have equal number of decimal places are called as like decimals. Now see, in all the numbers, 3 decimal places are there at the right side of the decimal point. So they are like decimals, and here different numbers or different places are there. So they are unlike decimals. Equivalent decimal, same value if there for all the decimal number, like 4.5, 4.50 is also known as 4.5, 4.500 is also known as 4.5, because this 0 at this place right side from the decimal point has no value. So all the fractions have same value, so they are equivalent fractions. Now changing the decimal into fraction, I show you. If 3 digits are there, divide that decimal with the 1000. If 2 digits are there, divide with the 100. If 1 digit is there, divide with the 10. The same thing. Now the okay, done. So learning part is almost finished, and from the next at the next lecture we'll look some solved problems, because it is thoda sa lengthy topic to understand and to keep in the mind. And after looking into or going through the solved problem, we will solve the practice exercise. So till then, subscribe to my channel.